said, the false starts is one thing that
Yeah.
negative from that game, but after reading the film, any other not so pleasant things pop up?
Just outside of the penalties, and there's really, I mean, the kids executed the game plan really well. I was proud of them. I mean, if we're trying to find, anything here, I like every play to work and score a touchdown. I get mad if it doesn't. So, no, I just thought we executed really well, man, and we just got to fix those penalties, the false starts, and I think we'll be fine. I thought Jaden played a really good game. There was one throw, just on the flood route, I think, to Kyle Williams. I think it was wide open. It was a little low into the dirt. Wish we had that one back. I wish that we got to find a way to not make it so interesting. I think we had the ball 3 times in the fourth quarter, I believe. One was a touchdown, one we ran the clock out, and one was a 3 and out. That hurt us to go 3 and out. We got to get at least one first down there and eat some clock. And so that was the kind of things that stuck out to me.
Rob, what do you think about Darius Henderson and just the movement forward with some of your guys?
Yeah, they rose to the occasion. Like I said, I think they were embarrassed after doing their assignment and watching the Oregon game from last year, and I think they just came out there with a purpose. They practiced like that all week. We had a similar practice today. They came out there with a purpose, with like something to prove. I felt the same way about the Arizona game last year. Even though we scored 41 points, I still don't even know how we scored 41 points because I thought we played terrible. I watched the game this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, which I'm never going to do that again. But But it put me in a great frame of mind to go out to practice today. I'll say that because I didn't think we played well at all. I forgot your question. I was rambling on, man. What did I? Oh, the offensive line. Yeah, they did. Because that was a tough matchup for them. Number 5 is a heck of a ball player for them, and his speed rusher. I was worried about it all week. We had the same type of mindset going into the game as we did Michigan State and Utah, as far as how we thought about that kid and what problems he could present to us in the pass game. But we did some things in the pass game that maxed him up and gave our quarterback a chance.
Rob, we talked a lot to players about playing in a rivalry game. What's it like to coach in a rivalry?
Man, it's different. There's no, I mean, and you know what? Being around the holiday season as well, like right around Thanksgiving, kind of adds a little bit to that, I think, because, everybody's got family in town and all of that stuff, and then you got to change your schedule a little bit because of Thanksgiving, and so it just is it's uneasy. I know that because you get off of your routine a little bit, which is scary as a coach, So that's the tough part about the rival game around the holidays and Thanksgiving. It has a bowl game feel to it, and really, and I try to tell the freshmen, you're not going to understand it until you get out in pregame. When you get to pregame warm-up, you're going to look around and go, oh, this is what they're talking about. Because once you hit that field, it's a total different feel.
Herb was mentioning yesterday how kind of effective moving the pocket you guys did that against Oregon. Did you kind of feel that was the best job the offense had done about moving the pocket and getting Jaden out of pressure?
Yeah, and they did some things that helped us do that, schematically. We kind of went against some of the things that they do really well, and it just worked out really nice. But yeah, he throws the ball really well on the move, and then he has that threat with his feet. So if you're a guy that has flat control and you kind of don't know what to do you stay back there and guard your guy, or do you come up and try to tackle him? And then he has a really good sense of timing on the run to bait guys up and when to run, when to throw over their heads. So he does that really well.
Do you ever have to talk to Jaden after a game like that where there's all this national attention now, just to keep him from thinking too big?
If it was somebody else, maybe. He's just a different kid, man. He's really grounded. I don't see that in him. Like I went out today at practice, he had a great look in his eye and a focus. I think games like that I don't worry about him being overconfident. I think they give him more confidence, and I think he gets in even a better mindset. So I don't think it works negatively with him. I think it's a positive thing, and because he's kind of special in that way. And so, I was excited to see him this morning, and I really love the way he practiced today.
You almost think that's like a coming out for him, like now the rest of the country, if they didn't know about him now.
Right, yeah, and our receivers too. I thought Brandon Ayuk, kind of showed, he got a chance to show on a big stage of how good that we kind of all in this room and coaches, and we all know he is. But yes, that was, and that tells you a little bit about him, his character, and his maturity at the age that he is. Like a lot of kids, 18 years old or 19, that might have been a lot of pressure on him, But as you could tell, I mean, he was laughing, in the game, and he was just smiling, and that's just who he is. The moment is never too big for him.
You mentioned how you kind of think that what he's been able to put on film for the last couple of weeks is only going to elevate his draft stock and kind of show the national people kind of what his skill set is.
Yes, because he can do it. I mean, he's a no-brainer, no-miss guy for your roster because he can return. He could punt return, he could kick return, and then he's like a really, really good wide receiver that runs good routes, wins one-on-one battles versus press, and then he catches the ball really well. So he's kind of got the total package. And, I think he's a first-rounder. I do.
I know you mentioned that on Saturday after the game. Do you feel the ascension of Frank Darby really is tied in that much more to Jaden having confidence and throwing the deep ball and him making a play?
That's a great point. Where Jaden, and I think I said this after the game, Jaden just had to get to the point where he understood who Frank is. And you can talk and talk and talk, but until he does it, and you could see the last 3 games, he's like, okay, where's Frank? He's got Brandon. He already knows about Brandon, but now he's got, and Frank, like I said, and I've told everybody this, he's the best deep ball guy I've ever coached, and Jaden is starting to figure, he's starting to understand when I can let that ball go. He doesn't have to necessarily be open, he's just got to throw it up.
This is a follow-up from Frank's perspective. Is that really the only thing that changed for him the last 3 weeks, or are you seeing different stuff from Frank that you haven't seen?
Yeah, he's just like all receivers. The more you catch, the more confident you get, and he's flying high right now with confidence. And our first play, right after stretch against the defense, we threw one up and he went and got it. I don't know if you guys were in there at the time or did you see that or whatever, but like right off the bat, and Jaden looked over, found him, boom, and threw it. And we nailed it. And that's just where those 2 guys are at right now. Good place to be.
Rob, is this game really won, especially with such a young team? They need to be focused on playing with passion and not emotion.
Yeah, that's going to be the big thing, especially after what happened, last year with they had to go and break up the pregame warm-up or pre-game warm-up or whatever happened last year. I was up in the booth and I saw it. I still don't know what happened. But some guys got into it, and it's chippy, and you got to be very careful that you don't get outside the framework of what we're trying to do and the framework of the offense. And you can't get those stupid penalties, because one of those stupid penalties can come back and lose a game for you, really. And if you celebrate, as we all seen, you celebrate in the end zone or something, and next thing you know, the other team's got the ball on the 50-yard line, and heck, a couple plays later, they score a touchdown. You just nullified everything that you just did. Like, it was a total waste of time. Why did you do that? So, they got to understand that, and understand not to, just, get emotional and just play hard. And then when the whistle blows, stop, turn around, walk back, and let's go do it again.
How much has Arizona changed what it's been doing this season? Some of the coaching staff, like, what, are you seeing the same thing from them or different things?
A little bit of change, but, not much. And really we're concentrating on, the last 3 games anyhow, of when, the Chuck took over. And so, but really I went back and watched the game last year, and they've changed a lot really since last year's game, but not since the beginning of this year. So.
What are some of the hallmarks of their defense?
Very similar, I think, to like Oregon State, where you'll get some plays on them, but they're going to hit you. Like, I thought Oregon State was a lot more aggressive this year than they were last year, and these guys will hit you. Number 1 and number 7 are really fine linebackers. They're good, man. I enjoy watching those 2 guys play. They'll run and they'll hit you, and they hit us last year, and they're returning starters. They're kind of like the heart of their defense. They've kind of had some changes at the front and in the secondary, but those 2 linebackers will remain the same, and we just got to find a way to block them. They do a really good job on short yardage of skinnying guys up and finding creases and getting you in the backfield. They did it to us last year a lot. And, they got some guys up front that can beat the one-on-one battle with some real quickness, just like Oregon State did, and knife through there and cause some problems. So it's going to be tough to run the ball. We good? All right. Thanks, guys. If I don't talk to you guys, have a happy Thanksgiving.